On the countryside. I have bought an electric mouse repellent. It is a purchase I have never made before. We thought it was better to try to scare them away than to kill them. Now it remains to be seen if it works. I also recently bought a wood axe, as the handle on our old one broke in the middle of chopping wood. It was also a purchase without previous experience. How to choose an axe? What is a good axe? These are questions I have never had to find answers to before. We live in the countryside nowadays, and then you are faced with new questions and challenges. We've been snowed in. I've driven the car into a snowbank, and we now know how much wood we have to chop to keep warm. We also know how much wood you have to bring in from the barn, regardless of whether it's pouring rain, a storm, or -14 degrees and half a meter of snow. Another thing we noticed was how dark it is in December when there is no outdoor lighting. And what it's like to live in a place where there is no public transport. We have bought both headlamps and an extra car. When I say we live in the countryside, I get about the same reaction as when I say I paint. Oh, how wonderful, they say, and I think they mean the silence and tranquility of the countryside. And they're absolutely right, it's quiet and peaceful, which of course is wonderful. You hear birds, cows, and chainsaws from the forest. But it is easy to forget that there is a big difference between visiting the countryside for 1 or 2 summer weeks in a croft with a fireplace, versus living there every day. It's like taking a painting course for a week and then thinking that all image creation is as wonderful and liberating as that week on the course was. But I can say that it is very rarely that I experience a wonderful and liberating feeling when I illustrate. It's my job, which I enjoy, but a job nonetheless. In the same way, living in the countryside soon becomes everyday, and in the end you don't think much about whether it is lovely or not. It just is. This morning we saw 2 deer crossing the snow-white field. Suddenly a shot went off and one of the deer sank into the snow. We are in the countryside. Here the hunt is going on right outside the kitchen window while we drink our morning coffee. The hunter left the stuff in the snow and I got the binoculars to see which birds would show up and feast on the remains. I saw 2 ravens, a bird of prey, possibly a hawk, and some magpies. Life and death are getting closer to each other in the countryside. Mattias is an author, editor, and illustrator. Thank you for listening. Please leave us a comment, add a review, or give us feedback. We would love to hear from you. Until next time.